What up, you guys? Welcome back to Pro Publications YouTube channel. It's me, Rich. Daily upload to the comic book store of your dreams finally opens up. Today I was off, so I really dug in deep on a lot of things. One of the first things that I really wanted to tackle was reconceptualizing the vending machine. What is the aim of the vending machine? And what is the value proposition that I give to both the locations that house it as well as to the creators that, feed the zines into it? And what I landed on is that the vending machine is aimed at helping to diversify art through the distribution of. The value proposition for the creators is that we're going to distribute your art further, wider, and hopefully connect you to more people, whether they love your art or not. But the idea is that for the reader, I want them to be open to the idea of different perspectives and different narrative styles and different creators, and rather that they're open and willing to the diversification of art. Now, for the locations that house it, that's kind of my value proposition of like, it'll be a funnel of diversified art for people to go ahead and consume at their leisure. And in that way, you're helping to diversify art, you're helping to distribute more narratives, more creators, and that way you're actually helping to empower different marginalized groups with the stories that they want to tell and the art that they want to make. And that's how I see that, right? Those are going to be kind of the value propositions, and in a nutshell, that's going to be the pitch to the zine makers as well as to the locations. Started looking for what I hope will be some places that would be willing to accept the vending machine. Do not think that zines are really competing with a lot of these establishments that I went out to first, but that was one of the things that they all had in common, that they were for-profit business. And in a lot of ways I can understand them assuming that a 50-cent zine might be a competition to some of their products. I think of some of the art supply stores, they probably do have items that are 50 cents, right? I remember some of the comic book stores that I frequented, they did have dollar bins, and in that way a 50-cent zine, I guess, does kind of compete with them. So what I ended up looking for was like more community spaces, right? Community spaces, art galleries, and schools. I think that these are aligned with what I'm trying to do, and as well, they're not gonna feel that a 50-cent zine is a direct competition to what they're up to. So I ended up with a list of 111 places. So I feel fairly confident with the 110, 111 locations. I've definitely planned to segment that into like weekly, I should contact X amount. What that's going to be, not sure, because following up with that, my daily to-do list task definitely has worked out. I feel like it's made me much more productive. I always talk about time blocking and things of that nature, but there's always this momentum that you feel when you get up and you do these things and you knock them out, and then you feel like you're moving and then you don't want to stop moving. The reality is that it's harder to get into motion than it is to stay in motion. Right? So once you're in motion, it's easy. And that's kind of how I'm feeling, really invigorated, empowered with what I've been up to and what I'm doing and what I'm accomplishing. There's a lot of things that I've been watching as they've continuously gone up. Because then what I'm reflecting on is that the work I'm doing is definitely creating this upside, this upswing to what I'm trying to build. And so that's something I'm going to continuously do. Alright, you guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. There will be a link in the show notes to take you to feralpublication.com, where you guys can go ahead and get zines, stickers, buttons, and shirts. See you guys tomorrow. Lates.